right, let's mix this up, everybody, because under the cover of darkness, Sydney Sweeney snuck up the iconic Hollywood sign, laced it with bras, and then posted it all over her Instagram account. Well, TMZ is reporting that this stunt was meant to promote her brand new lingerie line that just dropped today, y'all. But since she did not get permission, she could now face trespassing or even vandalism charges. But the question is this absolutely genius marketing or a faux pas? Tom.
Well, I actually think the bigger marketing in this situation is going to be if they do indeed go after her for trespassing, and when the mugshot gets released, America loves a hot mugshot.
It's true.
They really, really do.
True.
It's a really good point.
They do, yeah. No, I think the thing that's interesting about this is, you know, I want to give her a little bit of a benefit of the doubt and be like, maybe she didn't know the parameters of what the deal was that they had with the Hollywood sign, but your name is on the product, so you have to know every single detail of what you're doing. And I don't want to give her too much of a benefit of the doubt, because I mean, like, she is in bed with Jeff Bezos, so...
He's an investor.
He's an investor.
She's actually sleeping with Scooter Braun, his boyfriend, but he is an investor.
Yes, yeah. So I think it's a marketing faux pas where I think she's hoping that she can do that classic thing of like ask for forgiveness instead of ask for permission, which is, I don't know, very typical of the white blondie lady. Yeah.
I think this is actually marketing genius, and I'm actually on Team Sweeney. I know, no one's clapping, it's fine. I knew that was gonna happen, so I prepared myself. I'm saying it's genius because this is actually out of the Michael Jordan playbook. Now, hear me out. Back in 1984-85, Michael Jordan signed a deal with Nike and he had a shoe coming out. At the time, the NBA had strict rules that whatever shoe you were wearing had to be 51% white and match the uniform that you were wearing. He was playing for the Bulls, which is black and red, and the shoe that he was about to release to the world, the Jordans, were black and red, but the NBA was like, these are the shoes. NBA's like, it has to be 51% white. Well, Jordan wore the shoes anyway. And it cost him $5,000, that fine, for every time he wore it. And Nike said, you know what? This is great marketing to break the rules. We'll pay the fine, it doesn't matter. That shoe went on to make more money than they ever expected.
Yeah.
Today, Jordan has made over $1.5 billion with his deal, and that was all started off of the controversy and breaking a rule in order to get our attention, and they actually use that as part of their marketing and sales strategy. So, Sweeney, I see you, and I maybe think her boyfriend, Scooter Braun, might have something to do with this. I see what you're doing, girl. Well played. Because who can't get a bra? The bras are everywhere. Victoria's Secret, Fenty, everybody's got a bra.
I mean,
Why buy your bra?
I truly hadn't heard about this until this news had broken.
Can we just rewind, though, for 1 minute, because I hadn't heard of it either, right? And this is the name of the brand. Can we just say this? This is it.
Siren?
That does not say Siren. That says Searn.
Guess what? For Gen Z?
No.
Gen Z knows it says Siren.
Sorry,
because they don't know how to spell.
That is absolutely, they workshopped that. There would have been market research. That is a fail right from the get-go. This is a terrible name for a brand. Beyond all the marketing.
It's short. The audience immediately got it. They immediately knew it was
You
Siren.
did not. If we didn't say that word, you would not have gotten that.
I got it.
Siren?
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think this is ridiculous.
Listen, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand the name. I don't understand. I do understand. I think you're 100% right. It was marketing, somewhat smart. On her Instagram, it's only pictures of herself. And what I think she's marketing towards is men who just have the hots for her, and they are going to think that maybe her actual boobs touched the bras that they purchased, and that's why she'll get them. But I think her market is going to run out really quickly.
Do men just buy bras hoping that boobs will be in them?
Well, listen.
I think this
Oh my
bra.
God.
What do you think?
I think that's a great question, because I think you mentioned Jeff Bezos.
I'm straight now, yeah. I want a bra.
You got boobs.
That's the only time I'll accept a boob.
Well, you bring up the whole business part of it. There is nothing that's accidental with this deal and this whole launch. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are huge investors in this business. When is the last thing they touched something and it failed? So this is all very calculated. But the number one question I have is, who is the target audience? Isn't that Business 101?
Yeah.
Who is she actually targeting with this? And here's the thing, her following is supposed to be young Gen Z women. But she likes to court controversy to sell stuff. You guys remember American Eagle? And she had this big controversy, I've got American jeans. I'm like, who flirts with white supremacy?
Yeah.
In this day and age,
A lot of people.
But this is the point. And she's never come out and said, no, I am not a white supremacist. She likes to flirt with danger, and I think her target audience is actually men who are going to buy this for their girlfriends.
Well, they won't be able to read this, I'm telling you. They are not going to be able to read this.
It's only 5 letters. Of course they can read it. If they can read Victoria's Secrets, they can read Tyra. They'll get it. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. If you stayed at a hotel recently, you may have been missing a bathroom door. Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, this is a new decor trend, and a lot of people are totally grossed out by it. So, aren't bathroom doors, are they a necessity in hotel rooms? Okay, audience has spoken.
Yes. I guess unless, I was trying to think, who thought of this? I think it's somebody who has a kink for either bodily functions or a kink for frugality, right? That they were just like, you know what's really hot is we can save money and not have doors.
Or maybe it's a person who would buy Siren.
There you go.
SYRN.
They're not saving that much money though, because I did have to go and look it up. I was like, how much does a door actually cost?
You did research.
I did research. Nice. I put on my thinking cap this morning. A door costs between $65 and $200. So
that's a cheap door.
That's a pretty cheap door.
You can hear things through that door.
Depending on how much money we are spending for these hotels, I don't think that's too much to ask that there's a door. I mean, I travel a lot. I do a lot of comedy. I tour, and sometimes because I'm a comedian and we make no money, we like to split rooms. And let me tell you, as somebody who splits a room with middle-aged male stand-up comedians,
you need a
bring
door.
back the door.
You need a door.
You need a door.
Yeah, I agree with you. You definitely need a door. Now, as a solo traveler, I actually love this trend. Now, hear me out. Whenever I'm a paranoid solo traveler, so I have gone on a lot of trips by myself, but whenever I get into a hotel room, and that's the only thing I'll do, Airbnb, you will never see me. I'm only in the hotels, and even in the hotels, I'm worried. So usually when I get in my room, I will do a clean sweep. I'm opening every door, I'm looking underneath the bed, I'm opening every curtain, I'm on the balcony, because I need to see, just in case. Listen, I watch a lot of W5, and you know all those little murder shows? You gotta see who's in the room. So if I have a room where there are no doors, it's just full open concept, hello, Mr. Murderer, you can't hide in here, because I can see you.
Wow.
So I love this idea. Get rid of the doors.
Wow.
I love it.
Listen, I never thought about this. I never thought about this until today. I didn't realize there was an epidemic of no doors. I didn't realize. But if you are traveling, even though I get your situation, I did some research about, because I also put my thinking cap on today, and it's like, who is majority traveling and using hotel rooms? And it's actually 40% are business travelers, but 60% are something they call bleisure, which is people who travel for business and leisure. And those people are actually bringing along their spouses and their families. And quite frankly, especially if you're bringing along your romantic partner, if you guys are sharing fluids, you should not care about a door.
Oh, that's not true. That is not true. There are lines.
Are you guys getting married to watch each other on the toilet?
No, not at all. There are
There's
lines.
a difference between watching somebody in the frosted glass of the shower and watching somebody spread eagle on the toilet.
That's
There's
right.
a big difference.
Yeah, there are lines. There are lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Wow, okay. Well, we resolved nothing today is what we resolved.
So Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal to apologize for his past anti-Semitic statements. In it, he attributed his behavior to a car crash 25 years ago, which he says caused his traumatic injuries and contributed to what he says is bipolar disorder. He says he, quote, lost touch with reality because of the condition. So what is your reaction to this apology? Tom, we'll start with you.
To quote Randy Jackson, it's a no from me, dog. Absolutely no. Here's the thing, thumbs up for apologizing, I guess, but to me, these are just empty words for somebody who's just trying to sell an album that's coming out next week. I have a lot of people in my life who are on the autism spectrum and are also bipolar, and none of those people have ever gone on racist and anti-Semitic tirades, and the fact that you're using that as an excuse for those things is actually disgusting and does a horrible disservice to those communities. At the absolute bare minimum, Ye should be donating large amounts of money to the Black and to the Jewish communities because he literally profited off of selling shirts that have swastikas on them. That's the person we're talking about. So great job on recording an album, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I 100% agree with you. I think for me, the struggle is I'm not a psychiatrist, and if you are, then maybe you have a bit more of a professional opinion about this. I can only respond to this as a fan on the outside, a former fan. You know, it's been hard following him. My thing is this, what is the line between a mental illness or even a brain injury, of which I know people personally who've had both bipolar and a brain injury, and I will say it has had dramatic impacts on their personality. But what is the line between that and being an awful human? And so I don't know that you can say it's because he's awful or it's because of the brain injury. What if it's a little bit of both? And again, I don't know. Kudos to him for apologizing, but I think this is just words. What is he going to do next? And why would you muddy the waters of an apology with an album coming out? If you truly were sorry, then you should not be making, he even brought up, I'm not apologizing just because I want to sell stuff. But you just are muddying the waters, so why would you even put that in the universe?
Would it make a difference, though, if you found out, like you were suggesting, that all of the proceeds are going to start to make reparations?
Makes a difference.
I think
Does that
it's a
make any?
start.
I don't know that it is.
I need to see that.
Yeah.
And I need to see it.
Receipts.
I don't want to
Proof.
hear the words that you're gonna. I need to see
the check.
every
See the
last
check.
penny, and I want to see that money. And what you were saying is right. We don't know what we don't know, and you don't want to say something negative about a person who is struggling with their mental health.
Yeah.
But for me, there's been so many horrible things that he has done to the Jewish and Black community that I hopped off that bandwagon a long time ago. And the apology is great, but just because you apologize doesn't mean we have to go back to the way things were.
Exactly.
So that's fine that you apologize, but as a person who has money to spend on lots of different artists, he will not be an artist I will spend my money on. Personally, it's just not what I want to do. But you know what, when I heard from the Breakfast Club, because they reported on this and they said the album's coming out in March, and then he also has plans to head back out on the road for a tour later on this year, that's when I go, there we go. That's all I
exactly
needed
what
to
it
hear.
is, yeah.
So I'm good on it.
And like the thing is like I obviously want to give a bit of like a kudos to like starting that conversation with the apology, because I also think we live in a world right now where we actually need to start bringing people in who start to realize the problems that they've created, or they might have been on the wrong side of history, especially with what's happening in the world right now. But I do truly believe that this is only happening because he has an album and a tour.
So you might have considered it differently if he was just doing it
and he didn't have an album,
Yeah.
he didn't have a tour, he didn't have a
'Cause that's
fashion
what
And
line.
also
resonates
the
with
where
me.
he put it at. It's also the where. If he had done something, you can get in front of a camera and he just his face to face. What is this, an ad? What is this? You paid to be in this newspaper?
No,
Who
totally.
wrote this?
But what you said resonated with me. I do think as we start to move towards, like, I don't know, the new world order. I don't know what it is that we're in right now. I wonder if, like, I do want to see more people who maybe have done or said wrong things. Maybe there are some things you can never come back from, no matter what the case is. But I think that we need more apologies. We need more people saying, I realized what I did was wrong, and then trying to do reparations and hearing them and at least giving them the first apology to see if they then do better, and assuming the best and not the worst. I think we need to start to organize ourselves
But
around
don't
the
try
world.
to sell us stuff 5
Fair.
seconds later.
Fair.
That's the
Fair.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't
Fair.
try to sell me stuff 5 seconds later.
Fair.
Yeah,
That's where you lose.
It's giving the like, I'm sorry, but.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
there-
sorry, I've run out of money and I need more. So is this
yeah.
enough?
Fair.
We need
I think
I'm
that-
sorry, period.
I think it's an
Yeah.
I'm sorry, period. And I mean, I think the cat's out of the bag already because we know about the album and the tour. But I think also it's not just the first step, it's going to be his second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 75th step to see if he's actually asking for
Yeah.
forgiveness.
And I hope that, hopefully he's getting the help that he needs, and I'm hoping that maybe that he has turned a new leaf, but I mean, at this current moment, it doesn't feel like a new situation to me.
Yeah.
It feels like
I
the
feel
same
like
old.
we've given him enough airtime. Let's
Yeah.
move on. All right, The Independent is reporting that love letters are making a comeback. They say, oh, you guys like that? All right. They say Pinterest has reported a 105% increase in searches for cute stamps and 90% rise in those looking for pen pal ideas. That's very sweet.
Very cute.
So, do you guys love this, or would you return to sender? You guys sound like a bunch of romantics. You love the love letters. All right, what about you guys?
I love this guy so much. And I love it because I also think for men in particular who are writing these love letters, and that's the perspective I'm coming from, it shows this immense vulnerability and courage. And I think it has to be handwritten. I don't want the email. Remember how we had this discussion on our show about Jacob Elordi's signature? How when we saw it, a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know if I can. I think a lot is revealed when someone sends you a love letter. It's not just their words. Do you know what I mean? Don't you want that?
I'm looking at the youngins. Is he less hot because of that handwriting? Yeah, a little bit.
Wait,
I think
you're
for
still
me-
going on the date though, ladies.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I love about this? What is this?
It looks
This
a
is
little
my
like his
handwriting.
handwriting.
It's very Jacob Elordi.
It's very Jacob.
Maybe
Very-
you are straight.
Oh, yeah. What's
I will say, I love this idea too. If you were a kid of our generation, a lot of us did this. And not only did you write you would pour your heart out to the person that you were admiring, you would spray it with your perfume, obviously.
Yes. Or send with a mixtape.
And then I thank you stole it right out of my mouth. Yeah. Then you would have your mixtape that you did play record, because it's all the songs that remind you of that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there was something very, I think there's something in that this generation needs now, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It is something authentic, right? It's not ChatGPT. It has to be your handwriting. It has to be your perfume. It slows you down. It makes you think. You know, you have to look up how to spell a word in a thing called the dictionary. Like the analog. It was Sinead Bovell. You know Sinead, who's on our show all the time. She's a tech specialist. She proclaims that year 2026 is going to be year of the rise of analog. She said this younger generation is desiring the slowdown. Get off the crazy train with your
Love
nervous
it.
system and get back to writing love letters.
Also, not using like emojis to tell someone how you feel about them or what you want to do. No eggplant emojis over here. I'm the most unsentimental person. I know it's like I'm wearing the red for Valentine's, but that's not me on the inside. I enjoy them for the moment, but I don't keep them. And as soon as we break up, just know if you've written me a love letter, I've thrown it in the garbage as soon as we break up. I know, but I'm not big on looking back. Like, what am I doing? 10 years later, I'm reading this letter. I don't care. I moved on.
I
I'm
just
with
found one.
somebody new.
I just found one on the weekend from grade 7, guys.
Oh, my
Do you want to see it? Look at this. It's a poem, guys. I'm going to read it to you.
Oh,
A tear
poetry, even
slowly
worse.
falls, another takes its place. A smile slowly forms as I see your face. So with each tear I shed and each lonely smile, I stop and think, at least I had you for a while. Guys, I know. I almost Googled the guy this weekend. I was like, I wonder what he's doing.
He's gay now.
No, he went to the library. Yeah, he went to the library and he saw that in a book. He's like, Cynthia's going to love
Oh
this.
my gosh. You wrote that.
I did not write that. Someone wrote that for me.
But at least back then, there was no ChatGPT. He came with it.
Well, maybe might have stolen that. I don't know. We don't know.
He could have gone to the library, old school, and just been like, this sounds amazing. I'm going to write this.
Maybe.
Write this down.
Wow.
It's possible.
Oh my gosh. I know what I'm doing tonight. I don't know.
A new docuseries goes behind the scenes of the most controversial and scandalous moments of America's Next Top Model and poses a question: how far are we willing to go for entertainment? So the question we're asking is there any value in revisiting these old reality shows through a modern day lens? Is it fair?
Oh,
Panel.
gosh. I have to be honest. I mean, that's shocking to see that. I was not a viewer of America's Next Top Model, so I'm out of my lane a little bit. But we've done this with a lot of shows. People will say you can't make Sex and the City today. You can't even make the show Friends today. Like, we've learned a lot. We've come a long way. How come there were no black people in Friends in New York City? Like let's make this sense.
No, we were there. We were just in the back of the coffee
in the
shop
back,
somewhere.
exactly. So I think for me, the bottom line here is I don't see the value in this. I think it is trying to change the rules after the game has already ended. I think this is us maybe sitting on our superiority, our morality superiority high horse, so we can judge. Because I think that the better question to me to ask is, what was going on with society at the time that allowed a show like that to become a huge hit? That's a more interesting question than, why are we looking at this? It's horrific to see how they treated young women.
I don't think it's that different from
think
reality
it's-
shows today.
Really?
To be honest, I don't think we've changed that much. I think that's what this is a reminder of.
Yeah, I think it's an extension still of where we're kind of at. I mean, personally, for me as a comedian, I kind of like when these things come back into the zeitgeist, just because all of my references are from like the early 2000s. So now I'm topical again, baby. Like Tyra, quiet. I've never yelled at a girl like this before.
I was rooting for you. That's a good one. That was a good one.
Like, I can do that now on stage and I'll get a standing ovation.
Because I'll be like, oh my gosh, now I know what he's talking about.
But I feel like these shows exist merely for like B-list celebrities to get a paycheck. Like that's why Tyra, like I don't know if you've seen Tyra on socials lately, but like I feel like she needed some money, so that's why she's doing this documentary.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Okay, I have a
Shots fired.
I know. I have a slightly different take. Okay, over the past few years since the show has been canceled, a lot of the girls who are on the show have been very vocal about what happened to them and how traumatizing and how Tyra really didn't have their back in the way that they thought. So I feel like this docu-series is kind of her saying, I know I've been hearing the feedback and now I have to say something. So that's why I think it's happening. And you asked a great question. What else was happening during that time that we were okay with this? Well, Diddy had a show called Making the Band where he was so cruel and punched down on those people, all those young people all the time. He made them walk 3 hours to get him a slice of cheesecake. And what does that have to do with you wanting to be a singer or a rapper? Still don't know. Also, this was early days of Simon Cowell on the X Factor. Remember, he was not nice.
No.
So a lot of people were on TV punching down on contestants who were looking for an opportunity. So that's kind of like she wasn't the only one. But I'll say this much. You're right, things haven't changed. It's just changed where you don't have one person who's punching down. You just have a bunch of housewives punching each other.
Progress.
Right? But we shouldn't be clapping because we love it. When someone comes on a reality show and they're too nice, we're like, you're not gonna last. We need drama. We need you to flip a table. You need to go to jail, girl, for us to care.
That's the new
So
thing.
we're the problem.
Yeah,
I
we
think it also
encourage it.
points to power because clearly those were very differential power dynamics in those shows. When we look, I mean, I guess that's the value in looking at them now is maybe to try to give a bit more agency. I think some reality stars have, like the Bethany Frankels of the world, who are suing a lot of these, companies, these studios, saying you're taking advantage of us. So we needed those shows to maybe start to get a little progress. This much progress.
But are we making
today?
progress when you still have a lot of people who are signing up to go on these shows, the Love is Blind, the Love Island?
because
we'll
then
be
they
talking
leverage.
about those shows being problematic in 20 years, trust me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they're also
Yeah.
laughing their way to the bank too. So maybe things are changing.
Well, at least they're
Some.
actually going to the bank this time because back then these contestants were not getting paid
True.
at all.
True,
Yeah.
true. My goodness. Well, we'll see if we're going to watch it or not. But Tom, thank you for coming back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.